Welcome to the La Finca Coffee and Bakery podcast, where coffee beans and connections are brewed to perfection. Leading the way is our owner, founder, and CEO of the baristas, Lee Gonzales.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Sophia Yvette, co-host and producer here in the studio with Lee Gonzales. Lee, how's it going?
Everything's going great. How are you today?
I'm great. Now, I know you've built an impressive following over the years, and your show's momentum is undeniable. But some of your listeners might not know the full story yet. How about we start from the beginning? Could you tell us a bit about your company and what you do?
Absolutely. Well, La Finca is a company that's been in process for much longer than most people know. This has been a journey probably over about 15 years. It took a 10-year journey into Mexico, where this passion and knowledge about coffee and Mexican cuisine really became a part of something we enjoyed, we experienced. And one of our main objectives was, as we came back to Frisco, is how do we share that with our local community?
Okay. And when you're not busy running your business, what do you do for fun?
So when I'm not running the business, you would think I'd probably try to do things away from a business, but I still enjoy coffee. It's something that I just enjoy a lot of. I have a lot of connections. So one of the things I love doing more than anything else is traveling to other countries, getting to experience coffee and the countries where it's produced and grown. And then a second thing that's completely different from work is, I would say, I love to do carpentry. For me, it uses a different part of the brain, be able to be creative and take a piece of wood, take a piece of a natural, something natural, and make something of it that can be used and enjoyed, and just kind of visually also creates an atmosphere and appeal to it. So those are a couple of things that I just really enjoy with my free time.
Awesome. Those are some pretty interesting hobbies. Which is your favorite?
Which is my favorite? I'd say I get to do, I don't get to travel as much as I would like to other countries. So one of the things when I do get to do that, I mean, it's a great time being in the middle of a mountain somewhere in a remote area and just experiencing, just kind of what that feels like, where there's not any noise from any cars, the city, and be in the middle of in a mountain with trees and in a jungle. I mean, that's it. You can't beat that, right? That's an experience. I would say if you ever get to do it, take advantage of it. It's just a great experience, no matter if you drink coffee or not. And then the other, when it comes to the carpentry, well, it's just something that I get, it's something I can do with my free time. And this whole idea of creating something out of, just a basic item and making it something that just is useful, or just can, bring the beauty out of it. I mean, I'd say I struggle deciding between the two. They're very different, but I think they're both just as enjoyable.
And as an owner of a coffee and bakery, what's your favorite type of coffee?
I've gotten to learn is to enjoy all coffees. One of the things a lot of people don't realize, those people in this industry get to experience and know, but how different coffee is. Everybody thinks this, if you think about it, they say they think coffee is a flavor, and coffee has many flavors, but most of the time we've gotten used to what is common is a bitter type flavor. We always hear a lot is I like my coffee strong. What they're used to is a very bitter type flavor. But when you start experiencing the range of flavors, I think the wine industry has done a great job of just kind of how many different, a white versus a red versus all these different types of wines. Well, in the coffee industry, people don't realize that there are so many flavors that when you can enjoy fruit flavor in your coffee, if that becomes a red fruit, if it becomes a citric fruit, or if it becomes something tropical, to all the way to the spectrums of things that are very floral to things that are very blueberry-ish. And then you get to the other side of where you get nuts and chocolates and dark chocolate and milk chocolate, and you get caramel, and you get all these, and you realize the spectrum of what's available there. It kind of gets you down this rabbit hole where you realize there's way more to it than you realized, and it becomes something that can get you addicted to experimenting and tasting different things. And then we haven't even touched on experimental processes that bring just another whole aspect to the coffee experience. So I think that's one of the things, the misconceptions, but I think that's what's fun about it, is learning and experiencing all there is and the variety there is to it. And that's not even including the stories behind the people that are behind the product. That just brings another depth to it.
Wow. Well, Lee, you're a very busy person, and I can tell you really love coffee. In your own words, why are you doing this?
We started out as that the initial idea when we were in Mexico, we had a storefront in a building that we were renting that was on the main boulevard. And with that storefront, we would get a lot of people coming in asking, will you rent this out? We would love to put a business. And I wasn't really looking into being a landlord. And so I just started thinking about, one of the things missing in the city we were at is a place where you could get together, gather, and just enjoy, if it's friends, family, significant others, or just have a business meeting. So we wanted to create that place. And before we knew it, we realized that how we were able to bring a group of people together to form that community. We were in the Pacific coast of Mexico, a lot of expats that were there from both Canada, US, and then even some other parts of the world, along with the local Mexican people. And then we created a spot where people of all different backgrounds could come together in one place. And that was exciting to us to see that. And so when we moved back to Frisco, we wanted to bring that kind of place to where we were living here. With the interesting idea, or the interesting fact behind this, is the building we're in right now, before this building was built, was a gelato ice cream place. And there was very much a gathering point for this community. And it was eventually, the property was sold, they had to move, and it kind of went away. And we had the ability to, how do we come back, bring one of those places that could be iconic to the city we were in, that could bring that gathering place again. And we're literally sit right on top of what used to be the front counter of that place that was that for many years here. And what our goal is to bring another place just like that. And so that idea of bringing a couple of things, a gathering place where people can have real connections. I think the second thing is to have a genuine coffee experience and really understand and get to know what coffee really is. And then lastly, we wanted to bring that authentic Mexican cuisine that we experienced as we lived in Mexico and traveled all of Mexico, bring it back and share it with this community. And so when we thought about what better thing to do is people gather around food, gather around drinks, and create that place where you could gather people, but also give them that experience that we aspire to be unique to them versus what they typically get anywhere else.
Wow. Love it, Lee. We'll catch you in the next episode where we'll dive into some frequently asked questions. Have a fantastic rest of your day.
Thank you. It's great to be here, and we look forward to this next episode. In the meantime, we look forward to seeing everyone that listens to the podcast. Hopefully you get a chance to visit us soon.
Thanks for tuning in to the La Finca Coffee and Bakery podcast, where coffee beans and relationships are always on the brew. Visit us online at lafincacoffeebakery.com. That's lafincacoffeebakery.com. Or drop by our Frisco or Prosper locations for a nurturing cup of goodness.